Hey there folks, today I'd like to take a casual peek into the S.H.Figuarts Gokai Red action figure set from Bandai. This set also includes the Gokai Darin for Gokai Red. This set was first available in 2011, and I got this set at the end of 2012 through a store called Mandarake, which caters primarily to second-hand Japanese pop culture items. And they have a web store, and I'll post a link down in the description. And I purchased this set through their web store and paid about 2,800 yen for this set, which translates to about 30 to 34 US dollars. Taking a look at Gokai Red in the packaging here, you can see Captain Marvelous here, the leader of young space pirates on the Super Sentai show Kaizoku Sentai Gokaija, which was the 35th in the series, which was an anniversary series. Pretty cool. And you can see that Captain Marvelous here is, I guess, decked out in quite a few accessory items. Some shown through the packaging, some behind the packaging here. And you can see the packaging is very nicely designed. Has Gokai Red here wielding the Gokai Saber and Gokai Gun. And you have Gokai Red's name along the side here in nice red foil-like packaging. It's a little scuffed up, this being second-hand, but the packaging is still sealed, which is nice. And you can see some information here, which is cool, more red foil in gold lettering, pretty nice. Here on the side of the packaging you can see the Gokaija logo, I guess you can call it, in gold foil. Pretty cool, and Gokai Red's name in red, and a nice picture of Gokai Red there in a pose. Here we have the back of the packaging, and we have Gokai Red in various poses. And along the side here are some of the accessories, and most of this is in Japanese. I cannot read, but of the things I can read, you have here at the top simple style and heroic action, which is primarily the motto for S.H.Figuarts. And you can see that this is Kaizoku Sentai Gokaija with Gokai Red there. And you got the information here in Japanese there. Now, taking a look at the Gokai Darin, this here is primarily the, I guess, the helm's wheel for the mecha that Gokai Red primarily pilots. And it's kind of cool. This one here allows him to stand while piloting his mecha, while the others are in a sitting position. So pretty cool, and nice to have this included in this set, because some sites that sell Gokai Red do not include the Gokai Darin. So pretty cool I was able to find this particular set with the Gokai Darin there. There's the back of the package, another shot of the Gokai Darin in Japanese lettering. Again, I cannot read that there. But we'll be right back and have the contents of Gokai Red and the Gokai Darin out of the box. Alright, we're back, and we have the contents of Gokai Red and the Gokai Darin out of the box. And I just wanted to show everyone the contents within the inner packaging itself. And we're going to go ahead and get started with the Gokai Darin. And you can see that the Gokai Darin requires assembly. It comes in several pieces. You have the main part of the Gokai Darin here, and you have the ship's wheel here as a separate piece that just needs to be, I guess, pegged in. You got a little instruction sheet on how to do that. And also, I'm not sure what this is here. We'll have to find out when we get them all opened up. But that's the contents of the Gokai Darin there. And the next thing, we're going to take a look at the contents of Gokai Red. And it's interesting to see what is actually revealed once you get it out of the box, because the box hides quite a bit of what's included with Gokai Red. And it's actually pretty cool. You can see he does come with a lot of accessories. Whole bunch of alternate hands. Even has a folded arms, much like the Figuarts Piccolo set. And you can see the Gokai Saber here laid out, the Gokai Gun, the Mobirettes, and you also have Ranger keys and the cylinders for both the sword and the gun, which is really cool. And of course you have a sheet that shows you how to use them and put them together. And one thing I also wanted to point out is this is something I think that a lot of Western toy makers, especially those that make action figures, could take a cue from more Eastern toy companies on how they package their figures. You can see that Gokai Red here is in a very neutral stance and is encased in this 2 layers of plastic packaging to make the figure secure. And it's not dynamically posed or anything. It's because the folks at Bandai, I think they believe that action figure posing doesn't really sell figures, which I agree. And having these figures in a neutral stance doesn't leave the figures prone to warped limbs or anything. So I think this is something that Western toy companies, especially those that manufacture action figures, can learn from. And I think it's a really great idea to have a packaging style such as this. So, but we'll be right back and have all of the stuff out of the packaging and take a closer peek into them. Okay, we're back and we have both Gokai Red and the Gokai Darin out of the packaging, and we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the Darin first. And after doing a little bit of research, I found out that the Darin were available with the first releases of the Gokaija figures. So any later releases of the like Gokai Red figure did not come included with the Gokai Darin. So I'm pretty happy to have found a set with the Darin for sale at Mandarake. But taking a look at the Darin here, it's actually nicely detailed and very cool. I guess a nice bonus piece for the Gokai Red set. And this is the ship's wheel or helmsman's wheel that Gokai Red uses when piloting the Gokai Galleon or Gokaio transformed figure. And it's actually pretty nice. I really like all the detail that's been added to here. And on the front of the Gokai Darin here is the Gokaija logo, which is essentially the Mobirettes with the crossed swords. Very piratey theme on there, and it's actually pretty cool. And you can see these fins on the side, actually pretty cool. And you got some tubing here. It's actually kind of neat, and just some nice design elements along here. And on the base, it's really cool in gold. It's got what look like rivets to look like it to be bolted into the floor. And it's actually quite nice. And turning it around, you can see the ship's wheel here. It's very cool, and this was a separate piece, so you just had to plug it in, and it spins freely. Very nice. And at the hub of the wheel, you can see I guess the status meter area here. Usually it'll have some message here. I can't remember off the top of my head on the show, but whenever they would transform or use one of the legendary powers, they would insert the Ranger key into the very center here and turn it. And I think one of the statuses is "Let's Go" on here. And this set does come with a Ranger key that you can actually insert. You can only insert it in a certain position here, and I'm going to try to do this off camera because it's very hard to do it with a camera in my face. Let me try here. I don't want to snap it off or break it. any pieces. There we go. And I have the Ranger key placed into the center there. Let me get this into focus. Hopefully there we go. You got the Ranger key inserted, and basically they would insert it and turn it, and that would change the status in this little window here. But it's pretty cool and nice addition for the initial releases of the Gokai figures. Let me pull that back out. And this Darin set also came with this, which I later found out is a base. You can just line it up. It's got a little rounded notch right there, and you basically just line it up against the Darin there, and you can place the figure on top of this base, which I really don't think is necessary. I guess once the figure is standing on the base, I think it's a little too high up. I think the figure stands just fine with without the base on there. I'm not sure. I have to look at the episodes again if he actually stands a bit higher, but he looks just fine without the base, with him standing behind the Darin there. So, but again, I'll have to look at the episodes again. But this is the Darin that comes included with the first releases of Gokai Red. Very, very cool, and I'm glad to have had a set that includes this Darin. Now, taking a look at some of the accessories that come with the Gokai Red set itself, and there's quite a few, and we'll get to those right now. First up are all the extra hands, and there's quite a few hands. The figure came packaged with a pair of closed fists, which I don't have on the figure at the moment. But here are the closed fists that came included attached to the figure. Pretty cool. And the set also comes with a pair of, I guess, relaxed hands, slightly curved fingers here, if I can get a good grip on it. There's one of the hands there, and here's the other relaxed hand, slightly curved fingers on there. And there are also a pair of, I guess, trigger fingers. One of them is on the figure at the moment. That's for gripping the Gokai gun. And there is a pair of gripping hands, which I have one on the other arm of the figure, and that's primarily for gripping the Gokai saber. And then you have this partially open hand. I believe this one is for holding the Mobirates there. And I believe this hand is for gripping the Ranger key. And we have one other hand here, basically a pointing finger for a more emotive type of posing, which is pretty cool. Now, also included in this set is, of course, the Mobirates right here. Basically, Gokai Cellular, I guess. I'm not sure if I can call it a cellular. But this is actually used by the Gokaija for the Ranger keys, for their transformations, and using previous Sentai, I guess, suits and versions of previous Sentai, which is a really cool part of the show. I really like it. Since it was an anniversary show, they featured guest previous Sentai actors, and also the suits they use from previous versions of Super Sentai, and it's actually very, very cool, and I really like it. And it's very, very neat. I really like it. And that was, I believe, the back of the Mobirates. And then there's the front. You got the keypad there where you can use to call up the galleon, and pretty neat. And there's a hole in here, you can see there, that you can place that Ranger key into, just like I did earlier with the ship's wheel. And I'm going to do this off screen again because I don't want to break this off by inserting it incorrectly there. You got the Ranger key inserted into the hole there, and it's very, very cool. And also included is a full version, of the Ranger key. This one is a red Ranger key. And if you watch the show, there are a whole bunch of keys to represent all of the previous Super Sentai from the previous shows. And this is how they access their the suits. I keep dropping, it's so small. They access these keys and to access the powers of the previous Sentai on there. Very, very tiny, and if you turn it over, you can see a painted portion of the actual key itself where they insert into the Mobirates. Very, very cool on there. And also included are the Gokai gun right here. And let me just go ahead and see if I can take this off the figure's hand there. Very cool, nicely detailed. You can see a whole bunch of sculpting detail, painting detail here. And you got the Gokaija logo on the side there with a blue background, metallic paint blue. And looks this gun looks very much like a flintlock pistol, and it's to go with the pirate theme of the Gokaija. And what's cool is that you have the cylinder here that actually moves up and down. And the cylinder is used to load the pistol. You basically insert a Ranger key into the cylinder over here. Now this piece here is actually removable. I'm not going to remove it though, but you can remove it and replace it with a cylinder that contains a key, and that's this right here. Now it's very hard to see here, but the actual Ranger key starts from right about here to the end. It's just painted all one color. Would have been nice if the Ranger key here was painted red to help you identify that there is a Ranger key inserted into the cylinder. And basically you just replace the empty cylinder with the one with the Ranger key in there. And you simply pull this one out and insert this one in. So that's kind of cool to give you a loaded version of the Gokai gun. Very, very cool. Nicely painted on there. Very, very nice. And the other weapon accessory is the Gokai Saber, which is this here. Let me see if I can remove that one from the figure. And you can see it's very nice. Highly detailed, just like the Gokai gun. And you can see it's very pointy at the tip there, very sharp. And this is made of a harder plastic, so it's not prone to, I guess, warping or bending. I guess Japan doesn't have to worry about, I guess, safety laws for toys, and they can get away with more rigid material here. And this is a harder plastic, so if you bend it too much, it'll snap. So you don't want to do that. But you can see it's very nicely detailed and nicely painted, nicely sculpted. You have the here Gokaija logo again on there, and you have here, it's very hard to see, you can see the Gokaija logo painted in red there. It's very, very nice, very small and detailed, and they went to the efforts of painting that there. And this saber also includes the cylinder, just like the pistol, and that you can swing out here. You can see it swinging in and out there. Very cool. Now this saber also comes with a cylinder that contains a Ranger key as well, that's sculpted in there, and again it's painted all in silver. You can see the Ranger key on the end over here, and this is removable. You just pull it out and you insert this one in, so you can have a Gokai Saber with a Ranger key inserted into the cylinder. Very, very nice. You can see some of the details of the Ranger key sculpt on there. Now this is a very cool accessory item. Very, very nice. And I really like this saber here. It's just really cool. And one other accessory that comes included is this here. Basically a sculpted pair of folded arms. This is very much like the folded arm sculpt that comes with the Figuarts Piccolo set, so that you don't have to really work at trying to pose the arms here into the folded arm position. They make it a little bit easier for you to, and including this. And you can see that there are holes here. Basically, you would take off the arms here at the I guess bicep area. You basically just pull it apart right here. There you go. You can see that they're pegged in, and you basically peg that in, and you peg it into the other one here, and then you have a pair of folded arms, which is pretty cool. So you don't really have to work on trying to use the existing arms to make that pose for Gokai Red, which is an iconic pose for him. Now I'm not going to place the folded arms onto the figure. I'll have pictures of that at the end of the video showing him with the folded arms. But taking a look now at the Gokai Red figure, and it's actually a nice figure. I really like it, and I believe this is the first of the Gokaigers in Figuarts form. Which is pretty cool, and it was released after the Shinkenja figures, and it uses the majority of the design elements of the Shinkenja as far as articulation points and stuff, but with some added changes, and we'll get into that when you get to the articulation. But we just want to take a look at Gokai Red here, and it's a very nice figure. I really like it. Excuse me. And this it's a bit biased in this video because I'm a fan of the Gokaija team. I am also a fan of the pirate theme that the Gokaijas represent. So I really dig the show, and I dig the characters, and it's just really nicely done in this figure form. And you can start here with the head sculpt. Now the Gokaigers are pirate, space pirates, and you can see elements of the pirate theme on the head sculpt, very much like the pirate hats, the tricorn or trihorn hats during the Age of Sail. A design element on the head helmet. And it's actually pretty cool, and you can see it's very well painted. You got some gold trim around the eyes, and you got the Gokaija insignia there painted in silver. Very, very cool, and just very nice, nicely done. And you can see that he wears a similar piratey type of costume here, and with a flipped up collar on there. It's very nice. And one thing I noticed later on with this is they really added some details, because you can see it's silver on the inside portion of the collar, gold on the outside, and they even went to some detail here. And the corners, front corners of the collar is the Gokaija insignia painted in silver at the tips. Very fine detail there. Very nice. And then you have here, I guess you can consider sort of not the lapel, but on the torso jacket areas, flares of gold on there. It's very nice. And of course, again, the Gokaija symbol on the chest. Very neat. And of course, you have here the belt for Gokai Red there. Now this belt is made of a, I guess, flatter plastic, not as shiny as over here, as far as the color is. And this here is where the Ranger keys are produced. It seems rather thin. You watch it on the show, and these keys just come out of the belt area, and you wonder how many keys can be stored. And I'm gonna guess that they're transported from that treasure chest of keys. Whenever they need to call it, it transports it to the belt. That's what I'm guessing, because I can't see how this belt can carry so many keys in there, but that's just a guess. One thing I have to note is that there was some plastic film underneath the belt. I had the hardest time trying to figure out how to remove that plastic sheet from underneath the belt, and then I later found out through watching some other videos that the torso is detachable. You basically pull the torso out, and there's a simple ball joint there. I'm not going to do that in this video. I'll do it on the female Gokaija figures whenever I get to them, because they were designed purposely to be removed, mainly for the female figures, for the replacement of the skirt area. But they designed it the same way with the male figures, and that's how you remove the plastic film. You basically pull off the torso, and you can remove the belt and the sheet of plastic that's underneath it. Moving on with the Gokai Red figure, you can see he wears bracers here, very much like pirate gloves. And you have the overhang underneath the belt, or I guess you call it underhang, from the torso, and flares to the side. Now this is made of a softer plastic, so it doesn't impede articulation. It's a very thin layer of plastic there, and rubbery type material, which would be like the skirt area on the female Gokaija figures. Moving down here, you got the very simple plain leggings, very much like the Shinkenja figures. And down here you have the boots with the flares here in silver, which is very much like the pirate theme here. Very nice. And of course you got the boots sculpted in red. Very, very cool, and really like these Gokaija figures. Very nice. Going over articulation, this is pretty much like the Shinkenja figures in design. But there are some changes. Going over the articulation for Gokai Red here, the head can go all the way around, can go downwards, upwards, and side to side, and the neck has a separate articulation point, not only at the top, but at the bottom of the neck, at the base of the shoulder. So you have some added articulation with the head there, which is very, very nice. You can even have a side-to-side movement on the neck itself, so that's really cool. The arms here are on a hinge swivel joint, as well as an inner joint there underneath the arm, which is a little bit different from the Shinkenja figures. This articulation allows the arm to go all the way around, as well as out and in, as well as around. You can see here rotating all the way around at the shoulder area, so that gives you a lot of movement forward and back, up and down, at angles. Very nice range of movement at the arms. And the arms at the biceps can go all the way around. That's due to the ability to use the folded arms, but I think that's the same with all of the Gokaija figures, if I'm not mistaken. There are double joints at the elbow that can make the arm bend in and out nicely, and the hands can go all the way around at the wrist, as well as in and out or side to side, depending on the hinge position at the wrist. It has that type of hinged, ball hinge joint, where you can have a variety of poses on the hand, so that's kind of cool. There is torso articulation, allows the figure to bend downwards, upwards, side to side, even left to right around movement, as well as for the waist. The waist can go side to side, as well as forward and back, and around as well. So you have that with the combination of torso, a very nice articulation. The legs at the hip are very much like the Shinkenja figures, where it's a multiple jointed system that allows the leg to go up, down, and back, and you can actually pull down on the leg here on the joint to allow even more extreme upward movement and outward movement. So that's kind of cool, and you can just shift that up and down there, so that's very nice. And there is also added rotational articulation at the top of the thigh, so you can rotate that in and out, so that's very cool. Double joints at the knees, so you have a great range of motion at the knees there. And the feet are on a ball joint, so you can move the feet up and down, all the way around, and ankle pivot side to side, so very cool. And then of course you have toe articulation there, so nice range of movement on all of these articulation points for this figure, which makes it a very posable, highly posable figure, and just really cool. And I'm just a real big fan of the Gokaijas, and I'm very happy to have this set, especially with the Darin there. It's very neat. But I highly recommend it if you're a fan of Super Sentai or Power Rangers, although the Gokaijas haven't made an appearance as a US-based Power Rangers. But still a really cool series if you take the time to actually watch the Gokaija episodes. But this is my casual peek into the S.H.Figuarts Gokai Red action figure by Bandai. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.